Breaking news, Trump Organization found guilty on all counts of criminal tax fraud. Welcome back, everyone. So happy to have you back for another breaking news alerts and updates. Make sure you're watching till the very end. We have all of the juicy details, including the personal testimony from Trump's CFO. All right, let's go ahead and get started. A Manhattan jury has found two Trump Organization companies guilty on multiple charges of criminal tax fraud and falsifying business records connected to a 15-year scheme to defraud tax authorities by failing to report and pay taxes on compensation for top executives. The Trump Corporation and the Trump Payroll Corporation were found guilty on all charges they face. Say it isn't so. Well, I believe it is so because Trump has been avoiding providing his personal taxes until recently. The court mandated him to provide up to 6 years of previous tax records. So if he didn't want to provide his personal taxes, I am not surprised there was some crookedness going on with his business dealings as well. The company is not at risk of being dismantled because there is no mechanism under New York law that would dissolve the company. However, a felony conviction could impact its ability to do business, obtain loans, and contracts as it should. They are not to be trusted. Trump is also facing a $250 million civil lawsuit from the New York General, alleging that he and his adult children were involved in decade-long fraud. The Attorney General is seeking to permanently bar them from serving as an officer or director of a company in New York State, among other penalties. Please comment and let us know how you are feeling about his businesses being convicted on all charges, as well as this possible $1 million civil lawsuit. Please share your comments with us. The prosecutor told the jury in closing arguments that Trump explicitly sanctioned tax fraud and urged them to reject the defense argument that former Trump Organization chief financial officer Allen Weisselberg was a rogue employee motivated by his own personal greed. And this is just like Trump, to throw his employees under the bus to save his own butt. It is always they acted alone without his knowledge. The jury heard that Trump agreed on a whim to pay the private school tuition for his CFO's grandchildren, as well as he signed a lease for a Manhattan apartment to shorten the CFO's commute. How nice of Trump to do that. Trump personally signed his employees' bonus checks at Christmas time, and he, it states here, initiated a memo reducing the salary of other top executives, which prosecutors said or suggested he knew all along about the fraud. Of course, he did. Prosecutors also allege for years that top executives reduced their reported salaries by the amount of company issued French benefits to avoid paying the required taxes. The CFO also is currently, it state, on paid leave from the company, and he spent 3 days on the witness stand. He pled guilty to 15 felonies for failing to pay taxes on $1.76 million in income as part of his plea deal. He will be sentenced to 5 months in jail if the judge finds that he testified truthfully. Now, here is some of his testimony. All right, he testified that he should have paid taxes on compensation totaling about $200,000 in 1 year, which included a luxury Manhattan apartment overlooking the Hudson River, 2 Mercedes-Benz car leases, parking, utilities, furniture, private school tuition for his grandchildren. Wow. All of this was done by committing fraud, and Trump knew about it. The CFO also testified that he paid himself and other executives bonuses. They were as though they were independent consultants, enabling the Trump companies to evade paying taxes on them. Shameful. Whistleberg testified that he pulled off these schemes with the help of the organization controller Jeffrey McConey, who received immunity for testifying before the grand jury, admitted to some of the illegal conduct in his testimony after Trump was elected president. All right. The CFO and McConey both admitted to wrongdoing. It states here, that they cleaned up their act and their crooked ways right around when Trump was elected president. So they tried to sweep everything under the rug and make it look like they were doing business the way it should be done when Trump was elected president. By then, the damage was already done. It states here that the CFO became emotional at times, telling the jury that he was embarrassed by his conduct and that he betrayed the Trump family, who he has been an employee for 49 years. So he's worried about his loyalty to Trump, not that he was doing fraudulent activity at the company. So if he wasn't caught, that means more than likely he would still be doing those activities. So shame on him, and congrats to the jury for getting it right. Congrats to them for seeing through the lies and convicting these companies and CFOs for their wrongdoing. Please share your comments with us in the comment section. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come back for all of the information that matters to you most, because I'm doing the research. So you do not have to